Hey, what's up, you guys? Tom is back with another Linsense video, and today I got two fragrances that were pretty much bargain bin fragrances. These are those fragrances that when you go to TJ Maxx, Marshalls, Ross, actually probably not Ross, I would just say TJ Maxx and Marshalls. These are those fragrances that are just sitting on the shelf. They don't come in a box. Maybe they don't assume that you'll steal those ones. They just leave them out there because they keep all the other fragrances in those little plastic container things, but these are the ones that are just sitting out. No type of box, no type of security mechanism on it. So these things can be had for about 12 bucks. Now, a lot of people, like, if you put a picture of these fragrances up on a group or something like that, people are always like, man, don't waste your money on that stuff. It's just too cheap. And it got me to thinking, it's like, yeah, some of these fragrances are cheap. And maybe they don't even perform that well. But sometimes these fragrances can last quite a while. Now, the two fragrances that I got easily last 6 hours. They both smell great. They both project nice. They both leave a nice little trail. And you can tell these leave trails and they smell nice because if you go to these stores, you can spray them on. There's no need to blind buy any of these. You can spray them on, walk around the store, walk to another store, go somewhere else. 3 hours, 4 hours later, you're still going to be smelling it. Okay, so these things do last. Now, those people that are talking about it's just too cheap and all this, they're probably the ones that have a lot of money already, so that's why they don't even bother with these. Another thing, fellas, let's say you're you're going on a first date, okay? Maybe a first date, and maybe just out the blue you forgot to put on some kind of fragrance, okay? Because that's one way, when you're trying to impress an opposite sex on a date, one of the first things they will notice on you is if you smell good, okay? Now, let's say you left for that date and you totally forgot that you didn't put any fragrance on, okay? Now you can go run to TJ Maxx. You don't have to worry about blind buying anything because you can smell these straight out the bottle. There's a reason right there to buy these cheap things. These cheap things come in handy when you're not trying to overdo it. When you're just going about the day, maybe you're just going to the mall, you're just going to Walmart, you just want to smell somewhat decent and you're not trying to, spray on a $300 fragrance just to go to Walmart. These are the perfect fragrances for those situations. And these are those bargain bin fragrances right here. I got two of them. Pure Icon and Pure Red. Now, when you just see these in the store, you're like, who the hell makes Pure Red? But obviously, there is a designer named Karen Lowe that makes these. And obviously, these are kind of like not like a big deal, but these are, kind of a big deal because even on Fragrance X, Fragrance Net, they have these. They don't have all those bottles that you see that are just sitting around. But these tend to be the ones that if you go on Fragrance X, Fragrance Net, you will see actually this lady makes a pretty decent amount of fragrances, not just these little cubed ones. She has all other sorts of fragrances. So, with that being said, are these actually worth your $12? Now, if you don't get them at TJ Maxx, the cheapest I've seen them is at Fragrance Net. They're actually probably cheaper on Fragrance Net if you really wanted to buy a lot of them and, save on that shipping. They're actually about 50 cents cheaper on Fragrance Net. So I'll definitely put that down there in the description below. But as far as this one, I couldn't find any note breakdown on this one. I'm not sure if, maybe it was called Icon and now it's called Pure Ice, because when I looked this one up on Fragrantica or Fragrance X, Pure Ice looks like the similar bottle with the black cap. I can't find anything on this Icon, but I think, if I remember right, this is kind of similar to Paco Rabanne Invictus, just the original Invictus. And man, might I say, this stuff is very nice, you guys. This is very clean. It's actually pretty loud. It's sharp. Got like some citruses working up at top. Probably some kind of floral note, like maybe a lavender or something like that. I'm not sure, but this is pretty darn decent, man. And I'm telling you guys, these fragrances, honestly, a lot of times when I spray on a fragrance at Ulta's, because a lot of times those Ultas are right near like a Marshalls or TJ Maxx like that. So I'll go in there, spray a Dior Homme Intense, spray it on my hand, whatever, Dior Homme Cologne, spray it on my hand, walk around, and I'm not smelling shit after like next 30 minutes, 40 minutes. But you guys, these things right here, you will smell these still. I kid you not, man. There's been plenty of times where I've sprayed these, walked around the whole store at Marshall's, TJ Maxx, went outdoors to another store, went over there, and I'm like getting home, and I'm like, dude, why the hell did I not buy that fragrance when I had a chance? So, am I telling you to go out there and grab these? No, these you do not need to have. But if you just want some cheap, decent, well-performing fragrances for the cheap, dude, you cannot pass these up, you guys. Here you go. Pure Icon, okay? Like I said, I'm not sure if this is also pure ice or not. But dude, this is like very aquatic, very citrusy, very fresh, very aromatic. Man, that is just a very decent performing fragrance. It's not that bad, you guys. Don't go out there and think that because you got a $12 fragrance, you're not going to impress nobody. I guarantee that if you spray this on and you walk around a lady or something like that, dude, honestly, try this. Go to TJ Maxx, spray yourself like 3 times with this, walk around, and then kind of take notes on who's looking at you when you walk past them. I guarantee people will look. Do not sleep on these fragrances, guys. Don't let those people tell you, man, this shit's just cheap trash. Because like I said, honestly, those people who probably say all that stuff are probably the ones that don't need it anyways because they got a lot of money. So they don't, they can just be like, oh, I'm going to wear a cheap bottle of Killian today. Like who the fuck says that? Anyways, but this stuff, you guys, is pretty damn decent. It's like aquatic, lemony, citrusy, a light bubblegummy type vibe. This is very nice, you guys. You cannot sleep on that fragrance. If you see that, these are almost all the time readily available at those stores. TJ Maxx, Marshalls. Burlington and Ross usually don't carry these, but TJ Maxx, Marshalls, for sure. Be on the lookout. Like I said, if you don't believe me, go spray yourself with it, walk around, and I guarantee an hour later, you're going to be back in that store spending that cheap little $12 just for this. Like I said, when you get home, maybe if it's not lasting, you will at least take this and wear this to Walmart. You'll take this and wear this to a mall. You'll take this just to, lounge around the house. You are going to use this in some sort of way, okay? And trust me, when people get close enough and they can smell this, they're going to be pleased. And they're probably going to think you spent like 50 or 60 bucks. They will probably just end up saying, man, you smell just like Invictus. And you're going to be like, yep, yes, I do for 12 bucks. So there you guys go. Pure Icon, Karen Lowe. Next up, man, I just actually posted this on a Facebook page not too long ago. Now, this one I can find notes on. The notes are similar to Polo Red Intense. Not Polo Red Extreme, more Polo Red Intense. However, it comes off like Polo Red Extreme, okay? Polo Red Intense has those grapefruits, those citruses up top, and then that cranberry note that kind of gives it this sweet cranberry cooking in a stove pot, and it's bubbling, and then you add that little citrus on top of it. It kind of comes off like that. But then it has this saffron and sage that kind of gives it this, like, sugary sweetness kind of vibe with this one. Then you got vanilla, musk, and incense. Man, I'm telling you guys, I wore this the other day with my red sweater. I went all red that day. And I'm telling you, this stuff is nice, dude. That opening at the top kind of makes you feel of Polo Red Intense. But then with that saffron and sage, it kind of leans towards the extreme. So you're kind of getting the best of both worlds with this fragrance. Where Polo Extreme is kind of more powdery sweet. This one comes off powdery sweet after like the first 5 minutes or so. But right at the top, you're going to get that nice cranberry citrusy smell. And then in the middle, you're going to get that saffron and sage. And then that vanilla and musk and incense start working its way up. And next thing you know, this stuff starts smelling like that extreme. This is nice. This is a sweet fragrance. Don't go too heavy with this fragrance because that sweetness will probably end up choking someone out. But man, you cannot go wrong with either one of these fragrance. Man, I know I yapped a lot about this icon, but this red is just as good, you guys. $12. Like I said, just say you're going on that date and man, you just ended up forgetting to spray yourself, man. You're trying to make that good impression on that woman. Man, go out there and grab something super cheap, especially if you know you got a lot of big heavy fragrances at home anyways. You know, you're not going to lose out. $12. Even if you don't like it, dude, $12. You're not going to break the bank, okay? This stuff, man, I kid you not, that sweetness, that almost like that powderiness, that musky, nice, fresh smell that you get from like that musk, that incense kind of giving it this little spice, this warm spice with that vanilla saffron, giving it a nice little sweet spice as well. With that cranberry, grapefruit, and lemon right at the top. Like I said, the first like 3 or 4 minutes, you're going to get that cranberry and the citruses working together really nice, a nice crisp opening. And then those other notes kind of give it this powdery sweetness dry down. But man, do not sleep on either one of these. Man, you can have almost a whole collection probably for less than $100 because I've seen the gold versions over there. Go in there, go by the women's section, go grab some of those too because some of those are probably unisex anyways. But man, both of these are very, very nice. I kid you not. I cannot complain about these Karen Lowe's, man. If you want to say they're synthetic, they smell fake, then go be it. But honestly, I have never, and this goes for anybody, I don't care what you say, unless you're around like pretty much a fragrance enthusiast, you are not going to have someone come up to you and say, you smell great, but you smell synthetic. No one is ever going to say that. Either they're going to like the way you smell or they're going to say you smell too strong. That's it. A lot of times if they do give you a nice compliment, it's just, man, you just smell so good. I can't believe it. Blah, blah, blah. But I've never had anyone say, you smell synthetic, you smell natural. I've never had that happen to me before. So with that being said, $12.99. Dude, these are no-brainers, all right? Go out there, go to TJ Maxx, go to Marshall's. You'll see these over there by the fragrance selection. They'll usually be outside of one of those security little cases. And grab these, all right? You guys will not be disappointed. If you guys enjoyed that video, hopefully you guys did. Hit the likes, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you next time, all right? Peace out. Yeah!